Welcome back, mystical family. Tonight, we're sinking our teeth into something older than Dracula, deeper than the bayous, and far more terrifying than fiction. Inspired by the haunting atmosphere of the new film Sinners, we're going to explore the dark, blood-soaked intersections between vampire legends and the Chata people of the South. Could the creatures in our horror stories be based on something real? Something ancient? In Sinners, we see familiar vampire imagery, shadowy figures in the woods, unholy paths, and a hunger that goes beyond blood. But what if I told you this wasn't just storytelling? The Chata Nation, one of the largest indigenous tribes in the American South, has oral traditions that describe creatures eerily similar to vampires. But these aren't your silk-scaped European vampires. These are native, wild, and ancient. Let me introduce you to the Nalusa Falaya, also called the Long Black Being in Chata lore. It's a shadowy creature that travels low to the ground, almost serpentine. It feeds on fear, grief, and sometimes the soul itself. The Nalusa Falaya was said to enter your dreams or whisper to you in the woods, feeding off your energy until you were no longer yourself. Sound familiar? Just like vampires, it invades the mind, manipulates emotions, and weakens its victims over time. And it doesn't need to bite you. It drains your spirit. Another terrifying part of Chata lore is the concept of Impa Shalip, or soul eaters. These spirits were said to feast not on flesh, but on the light inside a person. Some believed that if you suffered a sudden dark change in personality or fell sick without cause, it was because a soul eater had latched on to you. Blood is just a symbol. What they really want is you. This echoes the psychological and spiritual vampirism we see in the film Sinners, where the evil doesn't always bite. It seduces, infects, and corrupts. The South has always been a place of strange magic. Hoodoo, root work, indigenous rituals, they all blend in the shadowy corners. In Sinners, we see dark rituals involving blood, family curses, and spiritual corruption. These themes mirror stories passed down for generations across Chata, African, and Appalachian traditions. Chata lore doesn't romanticize these beings. They're not misunderstood anti-heroes. They're dangerous. The cost of dabbling in blood or staying too far from ancestral teachings was high. One of our subscribers who asked to remain anonymous told me this story. They grew up near the Mississippi-Louisiana border. Late one night, their grandfather warned them not to whistle or call out into the woods after dark, especially not under a blood moon. Of course, being a teenager, they laughed it off. That night, they swore they saw something moving low to the ground, near the tree line, long, thin, and blacker than the night itself. It didn't walk, it slid. For weeks afterward, they said they couldn't sleep. They had dreams where someone or something was whispering to them in a voice that sounded like their own. They lost weight, their eyes turned hollow. A root worker had to cleanse their house. The whispers only stopped when their family dug up the corners of the property and found something buried, a black feather, a snake fang, and a lock of hair. What if vampires didn't come from Europe? What if the real ones have been here all along? The Chata people and many other native nations spoke of spirits that drained the soul, lured the innocent, and cloaked themselves in shadows. And they didn't need a coffin or a castle. They had the swamps, the woods, and sometimes your dreams. Be careful what you dismiss as myth. Our ancestors didn't survive by making up stories. They told truths with teeth.